Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Prep Your Heart, children of God. That morning when that was not appropriate with these fires going on. Oh, I want to come on and just get on to a quick heart to heart. If you're younger and you're not older, you'll find out when you're older, you'll start to reflect back on things that you thought were a big deal, but you just didn't understand what was going on because you were a kid, or you just saw through that another lens. You were a child. You were a child. And maybe you had a horrible family life. Maybe there was just unsurmountable, what appeared to be never ending obstacles, which is what, for some reason, my journey is what that brought, I feel like, to my son's life. Although I think I'm too hard on myself, because I know, because he was an only child, I had to make sure he always had enough social interaction with his peers, regardless of where we were staying at the time, or where we may have had to just kind of jump ship for a second till the family-o settled down with the old gangstio, like the nephew influence. There was a lot of things that I think, because it's so old, we forget, but we kind of had to just insulate for a while, and then we were brought back near family. So I do questions and answers on Quora, and like I said, this is a heart to heart. I hope I can stay on track. The fires actually have me quite upset, because we went from Hawaii and then the in-betweens. It's more volatile. The weather is more volatile, regardless if every last one of us makes it with a smaller population of minorities. There's still they're a small population of, I don't mean minorities, oh my god, this is going to be like misinterpreted. I meant like a minority population of loss of life. That doesn't make it any less. It's still loss of life for things that we would say maybe they could be prevented. However, not. However, the organization skills of the ones running things all right, so I was supposed to just do a quick reflection on my childhood. So I didn't sleep well. There was a lot going on at home. I'm not going to get into any of those ever. I pray to God none of those stories ever again. I didn't sleep well because of it, and any night of the week, and then I probably would have already had a sleeping problem that wasn't getting addressed at the doctor's. The kids were maybe only wanting to, with me, I mean, and I'm thinking of this as from like reflecting on it in a way I never did, because I'm old now, as maybe some of the kids just wanted to connect. My mom wanted me to stand out and be isolated because of the stuff at home. Sent me to a real problem with my peer group, because I had to beg and plead every day that I just wanted to get along with the kids. I didn't want to stand out like a sore thumb. But because I was having learning disabilities, they wanted to believe that's why it was affecting my low self-esteem. But really it was, I was being forced to competitively do a sport, and I had other physical issues going on. And yes, developmental type. So I was not connecting with my peers. Like, I had a couple friends. I mean, I was all right with the groups, but most of the kids, honestly, the commotion and everything and what I was already dealing with, going to school was the last thing I could deal with. The commotion, the hard chairs, the lines. Thank God there was warm food at lunch. I mean, I know this sounds like I came from a third world country, but I would have had to eat peanut butter and jelly for 12 years if I had did what was at home. I wasn't going to do peanut butter and jelly every day. So it just wasn't what people thought. And that doesn't matter, but that when I look back, maybe the kids were just sometimes prodding and poking because they just wanted some kind of connect. Or maybe I really was pretty silly. But the thing is, see, the environment I was at home and the other environment I had to deal with where I had to perform, then just coming to school, I couldn't even be taken seriously because I was stupid too. It was a lot. It was just a lot going on. And I really honestly did look at most of my 12 years as a bunch of little assholes. And I couldn't wait to get away from every last one of them. There was just a few that I was okay with. And that number was dwindling as we got older. So, I know I'm no better off, you know, I mean, what a funny mockery. You know, I was going to be the first one to hopefully get out of here, and I'm the one that got stuck kind of in a weird, a lot of messed up ways. So, that's all really funny to look back on. So a lot of times, yeah, I did go to school. I was hungry. My appetite was messed up in the morning, but yeah, there just wasn't nothing to get. And, that I could kind of just take out. And so once I started passing out at school and stuff around the bus, someone kind of finally stepped in. I think it was like 5th grade. And they had to kind of like spiff up the external appearance, but the whole thing was a shit show. And I suppose if I could go back in time, maybe I wouldn't have glared as much at the little boys. But the minute I smiled, you guys were trying to marry me. We were like in 1st grade. You don't want to marry a retard. You don't remember how I was in math and stuff? You silly gooses. So for me, childhood was more of a job than it was a luxury. And I thought by the time I got to be an adult, I would be able to do what I wanted, but that wasn't quite how it worked out in the beginning. So, but the story would be that I got to do whatever I wanted when I wanted. The ringing is even worse since I went back on here and started to do what I was supposed to do, which was give you a heads up and mainly be a Jesus pusher, you know, kind of like a drug pusher, but instead it's Jesus. And don't worry, you can be whoever you want to be with Jesus, whatever he made you to be. This just happens to be how it rolled out, rolled out, rolled out, rolled out, rolled out, rolled out. So is my heart to heart. But, you know, it's hard to navigate those peer groups.